Welcome to Cathy's Gaming Haul. Okay, so I'm going to show you some games. We got quite the haul here. Can't wait to share them all with you.
Mostly from Florida.
Oh yeah, we went to Florida and hit up some pretty sweet game shops there.
Shout out to Hudson Games and Cybertron Games in the Orlando area.
So I've kind of been addicted to handhelds lately. And I've got a Gameboy Pocket.
Yep.
It's in great condition.
Just a standard Game Boy, but smaller.
I got my Indigo Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
I had to have this color because this is the color I had as a child.
It's the only thing good about it is how wide it is. Otherwise, SP
feels pretty good.
The SP is superior.
And we got an original Game Boy.
Well, the first re-releases of an original Game Boy. They released it in colors, and then they had a clear one, and I thought the clear one was the coolest.
So we got some N64 games. We got Extreme G.
Two. XG2, Extreme G2, whatever you want to call it. But it's continuing our long list of racing games on the N64 that we have now. There's a bunch of them.
We also got Mischief Makers.
Mischief Makers, that was on my wish list for a long time. I remember renting it a lot. So Game by Treasure, I love the developer Treasure for their 16-bit games. And it's the first N64 game. I think they're only N64 game. I'm not sure, but it's good. You shake.
We also got Gradius.
Gradius 3.
For the Super Nintendo.
It was an early Super Nintendo game. Been wanting that for a while. I like my little horizontal shooters, but fun story about that is that it was labeled as NBA Jam at the store, so they were selling it for $2. So I got a deal on it.
That's what's up. We also got East 3.
East 3, Wonders of East, which is probably the worst East game, but it's the only one on the Super Nintendo. So, and that's a pretty decent price, so I picked it up.
So guess what I got? Dragon Warrior 3.
Yep. They did re-releases of the Dragon Warrior games on the Game Boy Color. They did 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 together, and then 3 on its own cartridge. So we found 3 and got it. That's pretty cool.
I kind of went on a pinball streak.
A video game pinball streak.
A video game pinball streak in Florida. And I had to get The Little Mermaid 2 Pinball Frenzy.
It's missing the battery cover.
Yeah, that kind of bothers me, but it still works. And this kind of cartridge makes
It's got a rumble feature.
Yeah.
The battery powers.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The little AAA battery powers the rumble component, so
it's pretty neat.
It rumbles around. So I did not know that. I can't remember what I thought it was for. Why it looked weird.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought it had a motion sensor in it. That's what it was. I thought it would tilt.
Oh, that's right. I remember us talking about that now. Then we got Pokemon Pinball.
It also has the rumble feature.
Yep, and this one has the cover.
It has the cover.
And we got Dragon Warrior Monsters.
Yes, it's Dragon Quest answer to Pokemon. But they already had a monster collecting feature in Dragon Quest V. So it wasn't technically new. It wasn't far-fetched to make an entire game about it.
Well, this was really exciting to me because I had been really into Pokemon Silver, and it's not the first Pokemon game I've played, but it's the one I've really dove into, and so...
Yeah, you'd like close to beating the first half of that game.
Yeah. And we got Alleyway.
Alleyway, it's Nintendo's Breakout.
I like to call it Block Breaker.
Yeah, well, it's originally called Breakout, but yeah, it was like $1, so why not get Alleyway?
That's right. Now we're back to pinball. Got Mario Pinball Land for the Game Boy Advance.
That's what started your little pinball streak, because you bought that and you really liked it. So
this is really good. It's really good. It looks good. You have different pinball worlds, and then if you get the ball kind of up through the top of the screen. You kind of enter in another level. It's a really nice game. And then Pokemon Pinball.
Pokemon Pinball, which is different from
Romance.
Pokemon Pinball. It's got a different name
That's
too,
true.
if you look closely.
I don't think it does. Probably just the
Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire is what this one is
Oh.
specifically called.
So that's 4 pinball games.
Yeah.
Don't see very many Neo Geo games. Neo Geo Pocket Color games. And we saw this one, so we picked it
Neo
up.
Turf Masters Pocket, I believe, but it's a golf game.
Yeah. I saw one other, and it's one we really wanted, but I wasn't willing
Saw 3 or 4, but
to spend that kind of money.
yeah, we saw Fossil, which is the technically unreleased Neo Geo Pocket Color game. Strategy RPG that was $50 though.
NES.
Yeah, we got lucky at a trade that someone just dumped their entire collection to look like, so we bought a bunch of NES games for fairly cheap.
Codename Viper.
Codename Viper. I guess this is Capcom's Rolling Thunder, which is it's a cool little game. Dude's basically butt-ass naked running around with no pants on, but that's what it looks like.
Then we've got
MiG 28.
MiG 29.
29, yeah.
Soviet Fighter.
There's another Camerica game that's upside down.
Yeah.
It's a behind-the-back shooter. I was hoping it'd be like a top-down or a vertical shooter, but it wasn't.
What goes in here?
They have a switch in there that
Oh yeah, I see it.
it goes from channel 1, channel 3 or channel 4. I guess whatever your RF switch is set to on your coaxial cable going into your TV. Set to 3 or 4. I guess on that thing you have to set it to 3 or 4 as well. Because when we got it, it was set to channel 4 and it did not work because mine's on channel 3. So
And we have this game already, but
it looks like shit.
a much prettier version.
The first Turtles. And it was $5. I've seen pretty versions for $15 and $10. I'm like, I'm not paying that much for a game I already have.
Yeah.
But $5, I'll pull the trigger.
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. It's a really, really hard shooter. Like stupid hard, like not fun hard, but I played it a lot when I was a kid, so I picked it up.
Gauntlet.
Then we got Gauntlet, the officially licensed version of Gauntlet 2, not the black Tengen cartridge. It's the official Nintendo licensed one, but it's still got the Tengen.
The Moffat.
The Moffat Conspiracy. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it out loud, but it's the sequel to Go-Go 13. It's just another Go-Go 13, another Dick Togo joint, where that's a spy, going around doing spy shit.
Then we've got Commando.
Commando, sort of early Capcom arcade game, converted to the NES. It's very simple, very basic. You just run forward, fan your gun back and forth, and shoot dudes. It says destroy an enemy on the front.
Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel, a Konami arcade game, over to the NES. I remember kids talking about this. I never played it when I was a kid, but I remember kids talking about it on the playground because you can fight in that game. And I played it, and you totally can. And guess what? That game's pretty good.
Heck yeah. Then we've got 1943. The
1943.
Battle of Midway.
Yep, I believe this is a sequel to 1942, a Capcom vertical shooter. I like it a lot. It was, for whatever reason, it was just one of those games when I first got into emulation on NES. I guess since it was at the top of the list, I played it a lot. It's fairly easy too. That's probably why I played it a lot too. Street Fighter
2010, the final fight.
Which is a mouthful to say the least. I think that's some Sega Genesis games.
Sid of Vallis.
Sid of Vallis is a SD version of the original Vallis for the Sega Genesis. It's a little action game by Renovations.
Then we've got
Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse, which is an awesome game. I might do a video with it in the near future because I like that game a lot.
And then
This was a big one.
Thunder Force.
Thunder Force 3 and complete in box.
Yep. We're feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, it was $50. I see it at a local game shop here near us for $77, and I've almost pulled the trigger on it a couple of times, but I saw it for $50. I'm buying that right now.
Last,
First GameCube game
that's true.
on the gaming hall.
Last but not least,
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion.
Nintendo published GameCube games that were surprisingly expensive. I figured a launch GameCube game would be cheap, but that was like $30. And that's $36. Usually launch games for systems are cheap because they make a lot of money.
And what's fun is I'm wearing my Luigi's Mansion t-shirt.
Yeah, from Yeti.
So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think it glows in the dark.
It does.
I still haven't tested out a lot of these games yet, so
You haven't played most of them.
I gotta get busy.
I don't think the only games you've played are the handheld ones.
Maybe I'll go do that right
And
now.
Ys. You played Ys.
I feel like I played Mischief Maker.
No, you didn't. You played Ys and you played Extreme G2.
And then what?
And the handheld games.
Then what did I do?
Nothing else.
Well,
Oh, that's not true. You did play City Palace.
I thought I did.
Not Mischief Maker. I played Mischief Maker.
Well, I remember seeing it.
So, say goodbye, Cathy Brown.
Goodbye.
Till next time.
Till next time.